Today we will unveil the secrets of Pennsylvania's most powerful industrial giants that have now been left behind. Have you ever wondered what happened to those giant steel mills that once shaped entire cities? Well, you're about to find out. Today we are going to dive deep into the captivating stories of 10 abandoned steel mills. Number 1. Bethlehem Steel Plant. Bethlehem Steel Plant, at its peak, was a giant in the steel manufacturing world. It wasn't just a factory, it was a symbol of the Industrial Revolution. If you looked at Bethlehem Steel in the mid-20th century, it was one of the largest steel manufacturers in the world. Bethlehem Steel was founded in 1857 by Robert Sayer. Initially a small mill, it grew into one of the largest steel manufacturers in the world by the 1900s. By the 1940s, it was producing steel used in iconic structures like the Empire State Building, the Golden Gate Bridge, and many other skyscrapers around the world. This mill wasn't just the backbone of American industry. It was the backbone of global steel supply. Bethlehem Steel wasn't just a mill, it was a community. Thousands of workers worked here, and the mill became their home. At one point, over 30,000 people worked at Bethlehem Steel. These workers didn't just clock in and out. Their lives were intertwined with the mill. Families lived in the area, and for many, it wasn't just a job, it was a way of life. As steel demand declined and global competition increased, Bethlehem Steel faced challenges. By the 1970s, it was using outdated technology and falling behind on innovations. By 1995, it was struggling financially and officially declared bankruptcy in 2001. Today, parts of the Bethlehem Steel site have been transformed into the National Museum of Industrial History. The legacy of Bethlehem Steel lives on in the form of this museum, and it serves as a reminder of how this plant once helped shape the industrial world. Number 2. Homestead Steel Works. Homestead Steel Works, once part of Carnegie Steel Company, was another giant in steel production. This mill played a major role in shaping the American industrial landscape. Homestead Steel Works was established in 1881, and it quickly became one of the largest steel plants in the area. At its peak, it produced massive steel beams and products used in the construction of skyscrapers and bridges. Homestead steel was in high demand, and the mill was at the forefront of steel production technology during the early 20th century. Homestead Steel Works became famous not just for its steel, but also for the 1892 strike, one of the most significant labor events in American history. Workers went on strike over wage cuts and poor working conditions. The strike turned violent when the mill's management hired private security forces to break it up, leading to a bloody conflict that made national headlines. This strike highlighted the power dynamics between labor and management during the industrial era. By the 1970s, Homestead Steel Works began to experience economic decline. With rising costs and a decrease in steel demand, the mill eventually closed in 1986. Today, the waterfront, a shopping entertainment complex, stands in its place. The legacy of Homestead Steel Works still lives on in the form of labor movements and the ongoing importance of workers' rights. The struggles and victories of those who worked at Homestead Steel continue to influence the American labor movement today. Number 3. Cary Furnace. Cary Furnace was once a massive blast furnace used by U.S. Steel Corporation. It played an essential role in steel production during its time and is still an important part of industrial history. Cary Furnace was established in 1907 and became one of the most advanced steel-producing units in the U.S. It specialized in producing molten iron, which was later turned into steel. The scale of production at Cary Furnace was massive, and it was crucial for building America's infrastructure, including railroads, bridges, and skyscrapers. By 1978, Cary Furnace ceased operations. However, it remains an important landmark for industrial tourism. Today, visitors come to witness the legacy of this massive industrial site that once provided the raw materials for much of America's construction boom. Number 4. Edgar Thompson Steel Works. Edgar Thompson Steel Works established by Andrew Carnegie in 1875, remains one of the oldest and most iconic steel mills in the U.S. and is still in operation today. Edgar Thompson Steel Works has been an essential part of steel production in the United States for over a century. The mill was crucial during the Industrial Revolution, providing steel for major American infrastructure projects. It continues to be a significant part of U.S. Steel's operations today, symbolizing the legacy of American steel. Number 5. Dukane Works. Dukane Works, part of U.S. Steel, was one of the largest steel mills in the U.S. during its time. Dukane Works played an important role in steel production and contributed significantly to the economy. However, by the 1970s, the mill began to struggle due to rising competition and outdated technology. The mill finally closed in 1984, leaving a significant impact on the local economy. Today, the site of Dukane Works houses RIDC Park, and U.S. Steel's training hub is located here, continuing the legacy of steel in the region. Number 6. National Tube Works. National Tube Works, established in the late 1800s, was a major manufacturer of steel pipes and tubes. The plant specialized in producing steel tubes and pipes used in a wide variety of industries, including oil and gas. It was an essential part of the steel industry during its prime, supplying critical materials for infrastructure and energy. As the demand for steel products decreased, the plant struggled with competition and rising costs. By 1987, the plant had closed, and its closure had a significant impact on McKeesport's local economy. Though the plant is no longer operational, National Tube Works remains a key part of McKeesport's industrial history. Number 7. Sharon Steel Corporation. Sharon Steel Corporation, once one of the most significant steel companies in the U.S., had a major steel producing plant in Farrell, Pennsylvania. Sharon Steel grew rapidly in the early and mid-20th century, providing steel for various industries, including construction and manufacturing. The company had a huge workforce and was a significant contributor to the local economy. By 1992, Sharon Steel filed for bankruptcy and ceased operations. Despite its early success, it was unable to compete with global steel giants and closed down. Today, the site of Sharon Steel Corporation is home to several industrial operations, but the legacy of Sharon Steel remains part of the history of U.S. industrial growth. Number 8. U.S. Steel's Gary Works. Gary Works, established in 1908, was once the largest steel plant in the world and a vital part of the U.S. Steel Corporation. Gary Works quickly became a major hub for steel production, providing steel for some of the world's tallest buildings and biggest bridges. At its peak, over 30,000 people worked at Gary Works, making it an essential part of America's industrial growth. Gary Works also faced labor struggles, with workers pushing for better wages and working conditions. However, as competition increased and steel demand decreased, the mill began to experience a decline in the 1970s. U.S. Steel made efforts to modernize the plant, but it never regained its former glory. Gary Works still operates today, but its role is nowhere near what it once was. It serves as a reminder of the golden age of American steel production. Number 9. Steelton Steel Works. Steelton Steel Works, located in Steelton, Pennsylvania, was once a significant part of the Bethlehem steel family and played a crucial role in America's industrial development. Known for its massive steel production, the mill was an essential part of the steel industry for many decades. Steelton Steel Works was founded in 1867 and became a major player in the production of steel for construction and railroads. The mill was famous for being one of the first to use blast furnace technology to produce steel on a large scale. This made it a significant part of the industrial landscape during the early 20th century. Steel from Steelton Steel Works helped build vital American infrastructure, including bridges, buildings, and railroads. The mill also became well known for its labor movements. Workers at Steelton Steel Works often protested against poor working conditions and low wages. These efforts contributed to the growth of steelworker unions in the U.S. By the 1970s, competition from overseas and rising costs led to the plant's decline. The mill struggled with financial difficulties as demand for steel decreased, and the rise of new technologies made it harder for Steelton to keep up. Steelton Steel Works closed its doors in the 1980s, marking the end of an era for steel production in the region. Today, the site is home to several industrial operations, but the legacy of Steelton Steel Works lives on in the community. It stands as a reminder of the significant role steel played in shaping American industry and labor history. Number 10. Lacawana Steel Works. Lacawana Steel Works, located in Buffalo, New York, was once a giant in the steel industry. Known for its contribution to both military and civilian infrastructure, this steel mill played a major role in shaping Buffalo's economy. Lacawana Steel Works was established in 1902 and quickly became one of the leading steel producers in the U.S. During World War I and World War II, the mill played a crucial role in producing steel for military equipment, vehicles, and weapons. This period marked the mill's peak, as its steel was used in critical projects both at home and abroad. It became a key supplier for the American military during the wars. By the 1970s, Lacawana Steel Works began to decline. The company faced rising competition from overseas steel producers and struggled with the increasing costs of production. This led to the eventual closure of the mill in the 1980s. The plant's closure had a significant impact on the local economy, as many families depended on the jobs provided by the steel industry. Today, the site of Lacawana Steel Works is home to new industrial developments, but its legacy continues to be an important part of Buffalo's history. Lacawana Steel Works remains a reminder of the critical role steel mills played in American manufacturing, military efforts, and community development.